Hey, what's going on, people? It's your boy Moose here. Welcome back to another video. Now in this one today, it's a little something different. I'm gonna be starting this series on kind of like Mail Mondays, but obviously it's not on Monday, as you can tell. It is actually Tuesday, but fear not, it'll be on Monday next time. I just had another upload that was before this one that I need to get to. But yeah, so this is like technically the Mail Mondays, but it's on a Tuesday, so don't yell at me, okay, in the title, okay? I know you guys are gonna be in the comment section like, oh, Moose, okay, it's a Tuesday and you're calling it Mail Mondays. Well, get over it, okay? I'm a day late. Cut me some slack. It'll be on Monday next time. Anyways, basically this is a series where I review your questions you guys email me, and I'll do my best to answer them, whether it's Apex related, whether it's life related, anything of the sorts. I'm open to pretty much any single question that you guys ask, and I have some today that I'm going to be going through. And yeah, if you guys want your question read and answered, feel free to check out the email down below. You guys can email that at any point and be featured on a video of Mail Mondays. Without any further ado, let's hop right into it. So the first question that we have actually is titled, I'm bored of Apex and I don't know why. Now in this question, he basically goes on, he or she goes on to say that, you know, they're getting really bored of Apex. Unfortunately, as a content creator, sometimes I must feel some sort of lack of content in Apex or some sort of boredom along those lines. Even when I have a pop-off game, it isn't very satisfying. It goes on to ask exactly how I maintain my positive attitude and the content flowing, as well as keeping myself boosted to play the game even for fun. So first and foremost, thank you so much for your question, and the way that I'm going to answer this is basically by sharing a story of like how I experienced my burnout. So when I was playing Apex, I played it day in, day out, especially when I was grinding for ALGS, and I was doing like the whole competitive route and like the pro scene route, and I was competing, I was doing scrims, I was literally doing every single tournament I could get into, participating at ranked at the very highest of levels, getting my name out there, doing what I could to get better at the game, to compete professionally. And in that time frame, I had the worst burnout of my life. Everything was so stale. Nothing was fun. I didn't enjoy doing it anymore. So what did I do? I took a break for probably a good like 3 to 4 weeks. I didn't touch the game at all. I didn't think about anything like that. I wasn't even into content at the time, but that's exactly what I did. I just took a complete break, just shut it down completely. And then after a little bit, I was like, okay, like let's go back into it. Let's just hop on for a game, because I was pretty bored one day. You know, I was snowed in, COVID had hit, and I was like, okay, let's take it back to the time where I had fun on this game. And I hopped on, I just played some pubs with my buddies, and like I wasn't even focused on the game at all. I wasn't worried about dropping a gameplay. I wasn't worried about, you know, popping off, quote unquote. I wasn't worried about any of that. All I did was do my best to enjoy the game, make some jokes, and have fun with my friends. Fast forward a year, I'm now into the content business, having way more fun doing what I do, and just playing with my friends day in, day out, not worrying about the game, not worrying about the outcome. As much as we need to make content comes like every single day, regardless of whether or not we're doing well at the game or if we're sucking, because usually if we're sucking, we're just making jokes, and if we're not making jokes, we're usually kind of just popping off, you know. It's one of the two. But I definitely feel like, to answer your question of how to get more satisfaction out of Apex, there isn't really a pure like definite answer that I can actually give you. What I would say is definitely work on your balancing life. Like maybe focus on something outside of Apex that brings you joy as well, or video games in general. Maybe switch to a different game for a little while and then come back to Apex a little while later. But definitely take a break. Don't burn yourself out too much, and definitely don't be sweating 24/7. Try to have fun with the game and try to have fun with your friends. I'm sorry that if this wasn't the greatest answer. It's a really difficult question to answer, but I thought I would share some insight on my life and what I experienced through Apex and my burnout experience. So I hope it kind of helps you. All right, these next few questions are actually pretty quick. So the first one is, what do you use to record audio with on console? And basically, my friend, there is this thing called an Elgato game capture. You need one of those. Also, I use a mix amp, but most importantly, you need that Elgato game capture. The HD60S is what I use personally when I did play on console, and I got a chat link with that, so it allowed me to talk on the mic as well as transfer things over to my desktop while playing on my PS4. I recommend a pretty decent computer or a gaming PC to run the Elgato HD60S. I wouldn't recommend, you know, like a 5-year-old Toshiba work laptop. You know, you need something that actually can function at that capacity. The next question is, what is my favorite video game? And face reveal. So my favorite video game of all time is going to have to be Dark Souls. I was an absolute nerd at Dark Souls. Like I was playing that game day in, day out for literally like a year. And then Dark Souls 2 came out, pretty much that entire series. I love that that game so much. I have so many memories on that game, and it was just like my favorite time playing video games. And the face reveal question, actually, I am streaming every single day, twitch.tv/nmoose, where I do have a face cam. You guys can see what I look like. So if you guys want to create a Twitch account and go check me out, you guys are more than welcome to. The link is down in the description. The next question is, do you play with fans? And yes, I do play with fans, actually. It is the last Sunday of every single month I do a community day, and you have to be in my Discord waiting for the announcement. We usually announce it 1 to 2 weeks beforehand, but basically I take a day and I play with, I think, up to 30 people, and I do my best to get around to everybody in that time frame while I'm on stream. And yeah, I just vibe out with you guys on the last Sunday of every single month. But my Discord link is also down in the description if you guys want to join that. It'll be in the announcements, and the next community day that I have is actually on the 28th, so that is coming up pretty soon. The next question was a pretty girthy one, but in short, basically it was asking if I have any tactics or certain methods to playing in ranked, actually, that is platinum or higher, and any tips on that. Basically, my best tip that I pretty much give every single person that comes by my stream and asks, what should I do to get better at ranked? And my simple answer is this: if you are not capable of winning your 1v1s, you should be at that rank. And it hurts to hear, but sometimes you need to hear it. My best suggestion for working on your 1v1s and winning your team fights, because that is what a lot of ranked is, that is pretty much all of ranked, you will need to work on your 1v1 skills. So maybe grab a good buddy, go into the range with them. Another thing is finding a consistent team to run with. It's painful solo queuing. I know that personally, since I solo grinded up to Predator. It just wasn't a fun time. It was really, really difficult. I don't recommend it. So if you got some buddies that are pretty decent at the game, definitely try to find some chemistry with each other and just like grind out rank together for sure. The next one is if you are solo queuing, because sometimes people don't have those teammates, make sure you always stick on your team and do your part in the team fights. That means holding hands with your team, and that means playing rotation more than actually playing for kills. So if you hear gunshots outside of the ring, don't run to it. Don't put yourself out of position. Just sit there, gatekeep with your team. Don't put yourself in a 1v3 situation or in a situation where you are going to lose and put your team at a disadvantage. Most of the times, if you are the first to engage and you win that 1v1 encounter, you will win that team fight. So that's my best advice to you, my friend. All right, now the last questions that I have are actually pretty, like, I actually have videos on them actually. So what I'm going to do is, this question is, how do I get 20 bombs more? And basically what I'm going to say in short is pretty much have a teammate to play with. It makes it extremely easier when you and your teammate are communicating and he's not trying to steal your kills like your random teammates that you will find on when you're solo queuing. That's the biggest tip that I can give you for dropping more 20 bombs. But if you do need more, I do have a series that is coming out, and my most recent one is up, and it is a 20 bomb on Octane. Basically, if you go through my channel, it will be in a playlist under the 20 bomb guides. You can find all of my tips for that certain legend, and the first one was Octane. So if you want more tips on that one, it's pretty general as well. It's not specific to that legend, but there are specifications and attributes that I talk about for that legend that make it more accessible to the 20 bomb, if that makes sense. But yeah, if you look on my channel and you click on one of those videos, you will see a more in-depth way of how to get 20 bombs. I usually give like a bunch more tips than that just one. I'm sorry, I just don't have enough time to actually go through it all, but definitely go check out that video if you are looking for more 20 bombs. The next one is, how do I improve my movements on a 1v1 and a 1v3? And that one's also a pretty lengthy question that is really, really difficult to answer. But basically the 1v1s are pretty much you out strafing the other person. That means moving on your left and right thumbstick, moving back and forth, or if you're on keyboard and mouse, I don't know the specific buttons, but work in the range on moving back and forth. And then once you're comfortable in hitting a lot of one clips on the dummies that are moving, by the way, make sure they're moving. It's like way more helpful. Once you hit one clips in your strafe left and right, make sure you throw in a crouch here and there. That way you are working on your crouch strafing as well as your aim while doing it. Definitely going to the range is a huge, huge advantage to you guys, and not a lot of people take advantage of it, and it shows in their gameplay. The next one for 1v3s is even more difficult, and basically my best strategy for doing 1v3 situations and movement isn't really much movement, it's just more of position. You want to outmaneuver the team. Obviously, if you're in a building, make sure you're always moving, going through doorways, and trying to separate the team as much as possible. You want to avoid being team shot, because that is what will get you killed. You always want to take your 1v1s and always try to separate one person from the two, get them down, and get the thirst. If you can't get the thirst, as long as you have them down, then move on, reset, and try to do the same thing to the next guy and then the next guy. But basically, by just separating one person from the rest of the team, you are setting yourself up for a way better situation than just standing in one doorway trying to fend off 3 people rushing through. I hope that helps, guys. This is all the questions I can answer today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, the email is down below if you guys would like to have your question featured on another episode of this, because I had fun answering these, and I hope you guys come to me with some more questions. I would love to answer them. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Leave a dislike if you didn't. Leave a comment down below and let me know if what you thought about this, because I'm okay to keep going, but if you guys don't really like it, you guys ain't vibing with it, then just let me know and I'll cut it out. Consider subscribing if you're new, and as always, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Later. We wait until the end so we get cravers.
Another?
That is true. Let's wait until the end and get crabs. Mr. Krabs.
Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs? Oh! Oh!
There's a sentinel over here.
Look at that!
Oh my god, it finally is arrived. They're here.
Inside?
Yeah.
Toxic, Ep.1.
I got one. Is it one left?
Yeah, I killed the Cossack.
Incoming care package.
Is
That's it.
it just you?
I think it's just two, yeah, I think that's it.
Oh, the Cossack got up.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the
No,
costume.
wait. Cossack is up. No, okay. Pathy's in here.
Thanks, friends.
Who are we killing? The Cossack or the Pathy?
Hopefully caustic.
Alright, I'm keeping this guy distracted.
Charging up my shields.
Got him!
I'll finish him. He's finished. That's it.
Alright.
Last one left.
Oh,
I didn't kill him!
Who
I
killed
didn't
him?
kill him this
Killed
time.
him.
I didn't do
So,
anything.
I
Did
think
he kill
maybe,
himself? Did he
maybe I didn't even touch him.
Did he just leave the game?
Could've.
He probably just left the game.
You are
Honestly,
the
no cap.
Apex champions.
Game just doesn't want you to trick shot.
Seriously.